Jim Simony has been called Super Cop, and he earned that name over nearly 40 years working on the streets of Cleveland. Author Robert Sberna has captured his unique personality and tenacious commitment to justice in his book, Badge 387, The Story of Jim Simony, America's most decorated cop. Robert joins us today to help us get to know this very special man behind the badge. Welcome to the show today, and we're talking about Super Cop. So what makes somebody a Super Cop?
Jim was a very aggressive, proactive police officer. He had to be the first at the scene, the first through the door, and as a result of that, he was involved in quite a few gun battles. He actually killed 5 people in the line of duty, all ruled justifiable, and he was shot himself in 1983 in a church. A bullet went in under his eye, came out the back of his head, and he walked out of the hospital 2 days later. Oh,
my goodness. He's a tough guy, it sounds like. And he was repeatedly honored for his work, correct?
Correct. He had more than 100 commendations and decorations for his work, for valor and bravery.
Wow. And he also not only took bullets, got beat up, but he actually jumped into a frigid river or lake or something?
Correct. A woman was walking across frozen river, Cuyahoga River in the Flats, and she appeared to be drowning. It was in the wintertime, and he jumped in after her, saved her, nearly lost his life himself.
Oof. And he was named top cop, right, in Cleveland a couple of times?
The only officer in the history of the Cleveland Police Department to be named Officer of the Year twice.
Okay, wow. So he was doing a great job, it sounds like. But not everybody was a fan of his, is that right?
No, Jim was colorblind when it came to the blue wall, the blue code. He was somewhat of a moral absolutist. He saw everything in right or wrong, black or white, and he was not averse to arresting other police officers for wrongdoings.
Oh, that's probably how you had to do it. Why do you think he was drawn to police work?
Just his nature, a tremendous work ethic. He would admit himself that he was somewhat of an adrenaline junkie. He served in Vietnam in the infantry and came home, and I think he wanted that same sense of camaraderie, that regimentation, and that action.
Okay, so he just took it on the streets then as a beat cop, which is probably not what a lot of cops aspire to, right?
That's where the action is. You have a chance of arresting people with felony warrants, firearms. You're always busy, and I think he enjoys that.
And he was busy, but he was never really off the clock.
No, I mean, police work was his life. He lived it.
Even when he was off duty, he would save people and like the bank robbery story that you were mentioning to me before?
He actually walked into a couple banks when robberies were in progress, and in the last one, he ended up shooting somebody, killing him. That was his 5th killing.
Wow.
Before he retired.
But he is retired, as you say, but he's still working as a part-time patrol officer in the suburbs, right?
Jim has 3 jobs.
3 jobs.
He likes to joke that he's slowed down in retirement to 60 hours a week of work.
So what's he exactly doing?
He works for a couple suburban police departments part-time, and then he also works for one of the courts downtown.
Okay. And he lets the elderly folks know he's out there, doesn't he? How does he do that?
This story was related to me by a police psychologist. Before Jim retired, he took a drive through a housing project and shined his light on the windows as he drove by, and the psychologist said, "What are you doing? Who are you looking for?" He said, "Nobody. I'm just letting them know I'm out here. They sleep better when they know I'm on patrol."
Oh, I bet they did. So thank you so much for sharing his story with us.
Thank you for having me.
Robert Sberna's book, Badge 387, introduces you not only to the very impressive and very human Officer Jim Simony, it also walks you through the challenges that every police officer faces on the beat every day. My thanks to Robert for sharing a bit of Officer Simony's story with us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
To learn more or to order the book, call Kent State University Press at 800-247-6553 or visit their website, www.kentstateuniversitypress.com.